So I have a top 10 list for a balanced life. So pamper thyself within thy budget. If you like chocolate, go for it. Go buy the most expensive chocolate you can find. Buy 2 of them, 2 chocolates, and enjoy. Eat them slowly, luxuriate, whatever. Take a long bath. Simplify. Many of us lead cluttered lives, and simplifying can be on a physical level, but it can also be on an emotional level. And maybe there's people in your life that really take away as opposed to nurture you. Now, sometimes it's not so easy to get rid of these people. They live in your house. They're born of your loins. But there may be other people in your life who really, really take away, and to just let go of some of those relationships or habits or whatever. Simplify. Enjoy your flow experience. Now, the term flow is a term developed by Csikszentmihalyi. And what it means is that whatever it is that you do, that you just get lost in doing it because it's so enjoyable for you. And time seems to fly. Time doesn't even count in the equation. So what would be some of those things? Just call them out. When you get into this state, you just like are flowing. What would it be for you? Gardening. Skiing. Music, television. Sewing. You get the painting, fishing. Right. So, go for that. Be sure to plan for some of those experiences of flow in your life. Make them happen. Hang out with a pet. Be kind. One of the ways of being kind is to compliment, acknowledge people. Not like Charlie Brown says, doing a good job around here is like wetting your pants in a dark suit. Gives you a warm feeling, but nobody notices. So this brings us back to your bracelet. So you've got that bracelet now on your left hand, right? And so the idea of the bracelets I got from volunteer work I do with the Kindness Foundation of Canada, which is located here in Vancouver. I've been volunteering with them for many, many years. And it's an anti-bullying program. It originated with an anti-bullying program in the schools, which still continues, and now it's moved into the workplace as well. And so the idea of the program is when the children, when I went to the launch of an elementary school program with some of the children, they were all given one of these little plastic bracelets, and they were told, as I asked you to do, to put them on your left hand. And then when you do a kind act, move your bracelet to your right hand. And so for children, it's especially potent because then adults and other children can acknowledge the kindness. They just notice, it's visual, right? So they see the bracelet on the other hand, and they're able to acknowledge this kindness. Now, I'm going to invite you to do this as well here today. The bracelet's yours to keep, of course. And I invite you, before the end of the day, that you find a reason to move your bracelet to the other hand. Maybe you've already had one. Maybe you got someone a coffee, or maybe you gave someone a compliment. I mean, the definition of kind is up to you. Personally, sometimes I have days when I have no energy to be kind. Like most of us, I'm down in the dumps occasionally as well. And on those days, this is my own personal twist, by the way, on those days when someone is kind to me, I move my bracelet over because I've given them the opportunity to be kind. Use that if you like. But the whole notion here is because the bracelet is visible, it will remind you to do something. And if it's like 4 o'clock in the afternoon and you still haven't done anything, it's a reminder to let someone in front of you in traffic, or to pick up something, a piece of garbage on the street, or whatever it is, to do this. And it feels good to do. Kindness rocks. I won't go over it, but in your handout, you've got a whole page of little things that you can do in order to be kind. So back to the top 10 list on page 6. Number 5, counting down, be grateful. We talked about how to do that in writing, and to look around in your life for what is it that you are grateful for. Play every day. What is that? Whatever that looks like for you. Often it's with others. Mostly it's with others, but sometimes it can be just with yourself, doing something that you enjoy doing. Savor the small joys, little things. I mean, it's summer now, there's beauty around. There's so many little things to enjoy. Nurture your relationships. And I invite you to look at who in your life, in your relationships, who needs nurturing in your life, on your team, where you work. And finally, forgive. And this is a big one. I put it as number one for a reason. Forgiveness can be very, very difficult for some of us because we have been so hurt in our lives by someone important or by some situation that we find it virtually impossible to forgive that person. And I invite you to really think about forgiveness nonetheless, because we carry that with us, and it takes up significant resource space in our brain and in our psyche that could be better used in order to forward our lives in a way that feels so much better. And I'm not saying, and I'm not suggesting that whatever those things were are okay. I'm just suggesting that if we're able and willing to let them go, we will find that there are many other things that can come in and take their place that will feed us and nurture us. Forgive.